Everyone's going to take an opening statement.
Oh.
Questions?
Okay. Let me see. Well, obviously it's disappointing to lose again at home. I thought I was encouraged by the crowd that was out there today. I thought they're doing their part. I mean, we have to do our part. Obviously, we've lost our 2 home games thus far. Had the 2 beginning, we played well in our first 2 games on the road. In comparing the 2 games, I think it's the complete opposite. The first 2 weeks, we stole the ball from our opponent and got the extra opportunities to score and won because of it. In the last 2 weeks, we've done just the opposite. And as a matter of fact, I think today is the exact opposite of one of our first 2 games in which we won from the standpoint of we gave them the ball 4 times. In that game, we gave it up 4 times. I think the score was about the same thing, if I'm not mistaken, against Houston possibly, but pretty close. Anyhow, our turnover right now is what's kind of hurting us. We're giving them the ball, and we're not taking it like we did the first 2 weeks. But look, I think we have a good football team. I still have a lot of confidence in them. We got some bumps and bruises today. Some guys got banged up and came out, so we won't know exactly what the extent of those injuries are till tomorrow. As far as whether we'll get those guys back anytime soon, but I think so. I don't think any of them are more than a few weeks, if that. But they were starters. So anyhow, that's all I got starting.
Coach, you started with Josh Love again. You pulled him, brought Carson Strong in, and then he finished out the second half. Kind of same thing that happened last week. What are you looking for out of those guys each time they come in, and how are you evaluating them in the game?
Well, we evaluate every week, and thus far, look, the first 2 weeks I thought Josh Love did a very good job. Last week we lost the game, but it wasn't his fault. They were down 21. We were down 21-0, which is very difficult on a quarterback when you're down by those 3 scores. We always plan on getting Carson in the ball games, and so our plan thus far has been to do that, and we've done it when we planned to do it, which was the beginning of the second quarter, and give him a couple drives. At the end of this game, we were going to go back to do it, and I think what happened, we on the kickoff, when we turned the ball over on the kickoff, and then we didn't get the ball back, till the very end. The game was over. But anyhow, we'll evaluate it again. I have a lot of confidence in Josh. Got a lot of confidence in Carson. Sometimes it's just about giving your team a spark too. So we'll see where we go, but we do evaluate each time. But I've got confidence in both players. They aren't the problem right now, in my opinion. But again, we'll evaluate it, and we're just 4 games in. We're 2-2, and so we're just fine. But obviously, we got to turn things around because it's been 2 losses. So.
It seemed like you went a little bit heavier personnel too when you made those transitions. Was that more to kind of ease those guys in, or was that just part of the initial game plan for?
That was part of the game plan. Yeah, we just we felt we'd use our tight ends. We have 3 fairly good tight ends. We thought we'd use them, and so we used. That's what that was. Yeah, just part of the plan. There wasn't anything really that inspired that other than our plan. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
So I know there's a lot of talk about the offense, especially the 2 quarterbacks, but the defense also had a few misgivings. A bunch of 4th down conversions that they seem to convert. So do you have any concerns about them going forward, especially with last week giving up over 300 yards to New Jersey, then this week giving up 29 to 9?
Well, I thought we played better today. We did. But the 4th downs, you got to stop them when you get in that situation. I'm a little disappointed from the standpoint that we, that we didn't, like anyone. But it happens.
Go ahead.
Coach, kind of a messy game from a turnover perspective. What do you do moving forward to avoid those mistakes, especially at critical points before the second half throwing that pick to wipe away a score?
Yeah, I thought there was a couple the first 2 interceptions that we gave up were preventable. Naturally, the sack fumble is not the quarterback's fault as much as it's, the rush. But and then the 4th one obviously was on the kickoff. So, but just something we have to work on. Like I said, it's and work on it just means look, if the quarterback's getting hit late, obviously that's a protection issue. And I thought the one that maybe the more disappointing was the one right before the half when we took a shot for the end zone before we were going to take the 3 points. That was disappointing because that's you just don't need to do that. But anyhow.
We're going to take a question from Zoom, USFL Network. Hi, Coach. Ace with USFL Network.
Yes, sir.
My question is, after 2 losses like this in a row, what is the message that you're going to perpetuate this week in practice to the players to make sure that they don't get too down on themselves going into week 4 or week 5?
Well, it's a great question. I hope them. I mean, look at we are 2-2. We're in the thick of things as far as that goes. It's early in the season. We've got at least 6 games to go, if not more, hopefully. But the biggest message is how obvious it is that when you play like you did the first couple weeks, you win, and that's to secure the ball and to take the ball away. And when you don't play that way, it's evident in the last 2 weeks, last week and this week, that you're gonna get in the losing column because of it. So we've got to play a much cleaner game in the way of securing the ball and taking it away. And I think that makes a world of difference. Otherwise, if it is pretty matched, if there is none of that from either team, then you'd like to think that the score would be much closer. But obviously, if it gets, when you turn it over like we did today, the score gets like it was today.
Coach, not a lot of pressure on Cole Kelly tonight. Where is the biggest improvement you see?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Not a lot of pressure on Cole Kelly tonight. Where is the biggest improvement that needs to come from the pass rush?
I would say, look, there's a lot of technique on the 4-man rushes. Again, there's not, when you get in a situation where you're down in points, it's easy for some. They ran the ball more than they typically would. The first half, we had them throwing a little bit, and we were doing a pretty good job in the first half. First 4 series, I thought we were pretty good. So again, but when the game gets like it does, they're protecting it. So they didn't have to pass late in the game, so it wasn't going to be a whole lot of rush going on late. You kind of miss your opportunity per se.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.